serious.
And we hold the world ransom for...
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me that.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy, and you're listening to the Sports Jock Show. It's 10 a.m., and we have been waiting a long time to get on this mic. It seems, what a week for a lot of people in sports, including our man Chad, used to be named Ocho Cinco Johnson. We're going to get to him. Ryan Lochte. I want to talk about a 300-pound 12th grader as well. So we're going to be here to 1 o'clock. We're happy to be here. Sports Jock and his crew is still in business. Y'all should give me an applause for that.
Woo! Yes! Celebrate!
Rock out! Woo! Still here. NFL preseason. It's still going on, so we got a couple of more weeks to suffer through for you true football fans who know what I'm talking about. Preseason is just so jokey. I have my buddy back to my left.
I'm Wayne.
Look like she's going to
you,
a business social over there. You look so cute.
I'm ready just in case.
The big bangle. On your wrist.
I can drop it down.
No, keep it on. Keep that on.
You know, if we get late night, I can put it back on and get corporate. You know.
Is that what you do?
Yeah,
so you go from your stripper look to your business look. I like that.
Sure. I mean, you never know what you have to be prepared for, Wayne. Come on, when I'm on a Sports Jock Show, I need to be prepared.
Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah, you got two forms of communication once again.
Sure.
Like a NASA project. What are you trying to get, a Land Rover on Jupiter?
Sure, and then I still got the backup with the phone, so don't play. Because if y'all talking about 3 different things, I'm going to be prepared.
Threesomes, they're big nowadays. Yes, they are.
That's what I heard. I'm just rocking
and
it
the funny
kids.
man himself to her left, the funny man himself, Big Kenny.
All I heard out of that last conversation was, I can drop it down when it get late. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing that stuck out to me in that last little exchange.
You see how men listen?
Sure.
I can drop it down.
Oh,
when
you're
it
used to
late.
that, huh?
Yeah.
And then somebody said something about threesome, so I'm all in. Whatever's going on, conclude me.
Well, it was a great week in sports once again. The Olympics is gone, but there's still some Olympic topics I want to talk about. A little later in the show. I did get a chance to go out to the Park Tavern. They have like an industry music thing every second Tuesday. They still are doing this. It's like the third summer that they host this over at Piedmont Park at Tavern at the Park, I think is the name of the place. It was a great event. It was to Divine Stevens, one of Beyonce's producers.
Okay.
He was putting it on, and they were celebrating Teddy Riley and his accomplishments. He has moved to Atlanta, I guess, in the last year. And if you don't know Teddy Riley, he is the producer of
Jam.
He produced Guy, Blackstreet.
Yep.
He wrote songs for Michael Jackson and Mariah Carey. I think he was even saying he wrote for Lady Gaga. So he's still out there writing and producing. He's just not necessarily the front man anymore. They gave him like one of those awards for everything that you do.
A lifetime
type thing. So it was great to see him and hear that kind of music again, because you don't really hear that old get up and dance type music anymore. Well, it's get up and dance.
The good old R&B.
Yeah.
You miss it.
So he says that he's trying to bring back R&B. In the crowd, they had Mayor Kasim Reed here in Atlanta. Mayor Kasim Reed was there. Angel McCoughtry, the Olympian from the Atlanta Dream, who scored 25 points the other night, too. She was playing somebody. So she's back from the Olympics and feel good. She gave him 25 points, but she was in there with some of the Dream. I saw at least 6. Everybody that was 6'2" and up, I figured they were on the Dream.
It could be.
Yeah, so it was a great event. Great time, full house. I didn't like the all-white thing. I don't like those themes of where we are supposed to wear all one color.
So did you break the code?
That's something that you kind of do between ages 1 and 20.
Wait, people are still doing that at 20? Guys don't do that at like 12. Like you can only do that if you're on an organized sports team.
So did you break the code?
No, I'm a participant. I'm big on, because I do that when I have things. If I say do something, do it. So if you invite me, I'm a participator. I won't come. I'm not the guy that tries.
You just had like a color attitude, just like
it's like
you're not the dude at the costume party in your own clothes.
Right.
Like,
I'm not
what do
gonna
you
come
mean?
like that.
That dude.
And surprisingly, what was the highlight of the night was Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady was in the house. He got up on stage, did like 3 or 4 songs.
At
he
a
was
black
dancing. Says he's making an album.
What?
Yeah, Wayne Brady.
I love Wayne Brady, though.
Wayne Brady, though. I mean, he was popping it and dropping it, and I just couldn't stop thinking, Wayne Brady.
Popping and dropping. Those 2 words don't even go. That sentence don't even go together.
They do
Wayne Brady popping and dropping.
It does with Wayne Brady because he's such a great crossover comedian and performer. So I can understand
But sit back. We're going to go to break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about my man, Chad Johnson.
It's going down, fade to Black Street. The homies got at me, collab creations, bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down, never
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Psst! Hey, over here!
What?
Right here, on the side of the house.
Who said that?
Look down. I'm right at your feet.
Wait, the basketball?
Yes, the basketball. Right down here, where the kids left me a long time ago. Man, you know how lonely it is being a ball and not being able to bounce or roll?
Excuse me?
Remember when you got me for the kids? You said, now kids, you have no excuse not to go outside and play.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I'll miss flying through the air and hearing the shouts of joy when I swish through the basket. What do you say? Could you give me a little air and remind the kids of how fun I still am?
Okay. Oh, wow. You are flat.
Easy, I'm ticklish. Let's get bouncing.
As Native American parents and caregivers, our encouragement to healthy lifestyles for our kids is helping them get outside and play. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov/Indian Country. Brought to you by USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. For you out there, I got Big Kenny his check.
Yeah!
So he can get off my back about
Stacks
little
on stacks.
money.
Stacks on stacks.
But he seems like he needs his check to talk on the mic, so he has his check. We can have a conversation, and we can move on. It's been a hectic week.
Business is business.
For the Sports Jock Show, and we are now in business.
Like it should be. We are so wonderful to be here.
We are in business once again. I got your text, Big Kenny. And for anyone that's out there, if you could send Big Kenny a text or email or Facebook that the Sports Jock pays his bills on time, all the time, when you deal with the Sports Jock. So you don't have to harass him about money.
Period.
He's not that kind of guy in no way, shape, or form for anybody out there listening. Now, Chad Ochocinco is in the news. As we told you last Monday, that he got fired from his job after he headbutted his wife.
Right.
And on top of that,
did he get fired for headbutting his wife?
No, the team. The team just got fed up. When I heard the story, the first thing came out my mouth is they're gonna cut Chad, because I'm quite sure when they brought him in, he had already got that "you're on your last leg" speech, because that's the kind of antics he brings when he comes. Same as T.O. up in Seattle. I'm quite sure he got that speech of, we ain't going to put up with any of that off the field stuff. You can come play. Other than that, that's all we want to hear from you. So he headbutts his wife. He gets arrested. She says she wants a divorce. So he got cut, divorced. He lost his sink water. It's a sink. The coconut water. He lost that endorsement that he had just signed like 3 weeks ago.
Man.
So it became one of those kind of things where he lost that, and now his condo is supposedly being foreclosed on.
Sure.
So no condo, no wife, no job.
And your old chick is trying to sit down with your ex-wife and collaborate with her about her beating back in the day. Did you hear about that one? See, that's what I'm going to do. That's what my importance is, to bring you the drama of the chicks. So clearly his, Evelyn Lovato, how you pronounce her name?
Lovato,
whatever. She got hit, but the Chad's ex-girlfriend said, "Hey, girl, we need to chat. He done slapped me a couple times. I think we need to talk about this. Let me help you make some moves. Let me show you what you need to do." And if those ex-girlfriends get together and talk, he going to lose more than condos and coconut milk. It's going to be a wrap.
It's going to be a big wrap.
It's going to be a big wrap when the chicks get together and start talking.
I also think it might be a wrap on his, at least this year. I think he's in one of those situations that teams, and there's been some injuries already. I know Vincent Brown, the wide receiver, out for the Chargers. He broke his ankle. They're saying 8 weeks, but probably that's going to end up to be the whole season, broken ankle, and you play receiver. One thing you do use is your ankles to cut and move when you play that position. So it's going to have to be one of those kind of, a lot of receivers get hurt for Chad to get back in. I think this is going to be too much for some team to take on, because in sports, as you see on the landscape of all of it, it seems to be that everybody cares about public image.
Absolutely.
And no matter what you're trying to get into, it's always about your image. They care more about that. The concussion thing, nobody wants to be tied up. Nobody wants to be linked to bad press in the sports. They're trying to win over fans and all that kind of stuff. So it's becoming a thing of his image is too much. He's 34 years old. So in their mind, most teams are evaluating him as a number 2 or number 3 receiver. I know that kind of went over your head, Lady T.
I get it. Like, you're not the first man on the. And
there
then,
you
then
go.
the first man go out, you're not going to be the second one. You may just be the third one.
Just
if
might
you're still
be
here and you not.
If
so
you still can produce. So.
I give you that look like, what you talking about, Wayne?
So as a second and third, they're not usually going to put up with that kind of stuff. Usually your first guy, when Chad was the first man in Cincinnati and those kind of things, hey, you're our main guy, we'll deal with you.
So is he broke completely now, basically?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know about people's finances. When people go to talking about someone's broke, sometimes relative. Broke is relative. Like they kept saying Michael Jackson is broke.
Yeah, that's true.
But when I got something to sell, when I got cars, jewelry, and those kind of
You
things.
still eating and you got some place to live.
Right. I just don't have 10 houses. I just got 2 houses.
Sure.
You know, so when they say broke, I'm always trying to figure out, okay, do I just have to downsize? Because there's downsize broke, and then there's broke. I got to, go back home and live with my mom.
I think they should measure it in groupies. Like, that's how you can really tell how broke someone is, based on how many groupies, baby mamas, or whatever they can afford. In my world, that's exactly how I figured out.
How many groupies you have?
Yeah, if you have a lot of groupies, if you have a lot of baby mamas and things like that, I can tell how broke you really are.
So hold on, set this scale up for me. Like, how does this work? 6, 5, 4, where does this happen?
Well, if you have a lot of baby mamas and then everybody's still getting money, you're not broke. But then if you have a lot of baby mamas and they're all trying to take you to court, then you're broke because they will rake you over the coals. Now, if you are somebody like Chad Ocho, who now has lost his second girlfriend to, has lost his wife and lost his second his first girlfriend by getting beat down, he might not get that many. You know what I'm saying? He might not get that many groupies. You don't have a job. You're losing your condo. So you might see him with just 1 or 2 chicks every now and then, but repetitively. Because, usually the guys will keep a new chick. Every time you turn on the gossip columns, there'll be a different chick with the sports player. If you keep seeing the same
What happened
chick,
to I got married, though? What about the guy that got married?
That has nothing to do with anything. He still got the chick on the side.
But you're not going to see his chicks in rotation, though, if you're married.
Yes, you will. You just not on the gossip blogs. You are on the sports blogs. I'm telling you.
So they do have pictures of them with their...
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay.
Get out of here. And that's how I can tell if they're broke or not.
Yeah, the bad producer did punch up Bossip. Like, I didn't even know that existed.
Yes, sir. Bossip, media takeout, all that right there.
And that tells you the story.
Absolutely.
Of the entourage of women that you have.
Absolutely.
What you call them? The groupies.
The groupies.
Of women. So how many groupies?
The chicken heads.
So you got that out there, guys. Your wealth basically
can be measured.
Is measured by
how many groupies.
Well, Bill Gates don't have any groupies, though.
We're talking about sports people now.
This is just sports people.
Yeah, it has to be sports and entertainers because that's the only time. Nobody's following Bill Gates around. You don't see any, paparazzi jumping out when Bill Gates was alive.
But I thought rock stars started the whole groupie thing. People chasing behind Elvis and the Beatles. And
absolutely.
Stuff.
Entertainers, musicians,
Right.
Same thing. I know it's hard for you to process this philosophy because you're such a numbers guy and everything is about how many touchdowns did Cam Newton listen.
So many numbers.
No.
Yeah, I'm measured by numbers.
That's what the groupies use to decide who they're going to group. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what they use. Now they know the statistics and then they go out and then that's what they do.
Well, Chad Johnson, we do pray for you, brother.
I'm not praying for him.
That was a hard week for you.
Why am I praying for Chad?
Because you don't want a person to lose everything.
Why?
Your house, your wife, your job, your endorsement.
People, he gonna lose it and gain a couple hickeys on.
I wonder if she got a concussion.
Have you seen that head? Yeah, she got a concussion.
We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show. Lady T, crazy. The lady head. She's a beautiful lady. We'll be back for more of the show after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Psst. Hey, over here.
What?
Right here, on the side of the house.
Who said that?
Look down. I'm right at your feet.
Wait, the basketball?
Yes, the basketball. Right down here, where the kids left me a long time ago. Man, you know how lonely it is being a ball and not being able to bounce or roll?
Excuse me?
Remember when you got me for the kids? You said, now kids, you have no excuse not to go outside and play.
Uh-huh.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Honey, I'm home. I've got a surprise for you.
Get that filthy, disgusting tire out of my living room. You're on my favorite rug.
Calm down. You're gonna love this.
What?
Whoa.
The goldfish bowl.
I won't run over them. Relax.
You roll that tire right back out of here.
Relax. It's all part of my master plan to save us money.
This is not going to be our coffee table. Don't even think about putting a piece of glass on top.
No, honey. This is a reminder to keep our tires properly inflated so we can save money on gas.
Can't we just tie a string around our fingers?
Sweetie, properly inflated tires could save us more money at the pump than a week's worth of gas.
You're getting tire tracks on my love seat.
Exactly. To remind us that we love saving gas with properly inflated tires.
What's wrong with the sticky note on the dashboard?
Discover smarter ways to save hundreds of dollars on gas and help the environment, too, at the Alliance to Save Energy's website, drivesmarterchallenge.org.
Hey, let's put the sticky note on the tire.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Smart, father of a child who was abducted.
I'm John Walsh. Like Ed, I also know the terror of having a child who was kidnapped. But now we have wonderful technology to aid in this battle.
It's called the Amber Alert. It's an early notification system to the public when every second counts.
Amber Alert is a partnership. We want to thank you, the public, broadcasters, transportation, and law enforcement. Amber Alert really works.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Oh! You are round MVP.
Yeah, man. Yo, Drew, I finally got round MVP. Round MVP.
No way. That was some ownage. It's a good thing you got me as your wingman.
Right. You mean when you threw that flash grenade at me?
Whatever, man. Huge round. Seriously, great stuff.
Finally earning round MVP takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes.
All right, class. I'm going to pass back your tests. And the high score goes to Brian.
Oh, yeah. High score, baby.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you have the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help you get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning number.
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious? And we hold the world ransom for...
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me that. Live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. In the United States of America, one of our favorite things to do is watch our sports teams. But one of our favorite pastimes, other than walking our dogs, and we're going to talk about some dogs later too, is sue people. We're big on suing in this country. Mm-hmm. They say it's one of our favorite pastimes. I think we outdo other countries by thousands. Sure. You can get sued for anything here in the United States.
Anything.
Down in Texas.
I knew you were going.
With the Cowboys. Janelle Carrillo,
Mm-hmm.
down in Texas, is suing the Cowboys and their owner, Jerry Jones, for burning her butt on a hot bench.
Yep.
Burning her butt on a hot bench. She went out to a practice back in 2010, and she wanted to see the Cowboys in their training camp.
Sure.
It's 100 degrees.
110 maybe.
Yeah.
It's
down.
Texas.
It's Texas.
It's
So
Texas.
she went and sat down. And this is why if I'm on the jury, I just told you it was 110 degrees, which means that I feel like everything outside is hot.
Probably. Probably. Even water outside at 110 degrees is hot.
She goes and sits on a bench, a black bench, as she said. The bench was black.
So it's a racist issue, too. So, yeah, now it's a racial issue.
She sits on a black bench, and she burns her butt on the bench. And she has decided now to sue the Cowboys for mental anguish.
Because they didn't have a sign.
Because I don't know because they don't have a sign up. Mental anguish.
You're going to burn your butt.
Disfigurement. She's disfigured.
Is she a white
female? Wait, did you see her? She was disfigured, but she sat down. Now, I can't go with that one. That's when that time out of the jury right there. I would have something to say on that one.
Is she white?
Yes, she was.
Yes.
Okay, so she can also sue for a hate crime.
Black bench.
Black bench, white woman. That's a hate crime. I don't know how Texas does it, but yeah, it sounds like a hate crime to me.
And physical pain. She says she's had to have a couple of skin grafts since this incident happened.
They said for real. They did say
and
she
she's
had to
just
have
now
grafts.
suing? And she's just now suing this
Well,
happened in
she's just
2010?
now figuring out that she could sue after, a couple, I guess, ambulance chaser type lawyers got a hold of the story. And she was like, I didn't know I could sue for that.
I'm just saying, if I'm looking to sue somebody, I would imagine the skin graft conversation would lead me down that road.
No, she probably thought, I'm stupid for sitting on this bench, the black bench in the hot sun, period. That's what she probably was thinking. And just because there was no sign that said,
But she says she's still a Cowboy fan.
And now, I'll tell you what makes America the country
She
where
just don't
we
like
sue.
black benches. I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say that right? Did I say that correctly?
No, you got it right.
Okay, because I was close to saying something else.
The reason we sue so many people in America is because this case
The
actually
economy's
is
bad.
going
That's why
to
we suing
court.
people.
No, I'm saying this case is actually going to go to court. Somebody is going to actually take this woman into court, and she was responsible for sitting down. Now, if it was that hot when you sat down, how long did you sit on the bench? Did you continue to sit? And her personal responsibility is going to be alleviated in this case, and they're actually going to take it to court. So people go, why not bring a civil
Kenny,
suit?
you're sounding like you are really a part of the whole frivolous lawsuit culture.
Oh, no,
I mean,
I'm not
you got
part.
this down
You know
to
me.
a
I'm straight up
science.
smash and grab, strong arm robbery. I'm not waiting for nobody to sue. I'll just, pull a
So,
pistol.
Wayne, you're on the jury, Wayne. What do you vote?
Well,
what are you going to say?
I have to take a point
You
from
gonna award her.
what Big Kenny just said. How long did you sit there before you realized your butt was burning? Because most of us, as soon as we hit it and it's hot, we jump right on up.
Yeah, well, when you 250, if you don't have that type of skill, you're not finna jump right up. She's going to sit there and be like, whoo,
Who's
Lord
frying bacon?
Jesus. Right.
What's that smell? It smells like somebody cooking sausage. Is somebody cooking
And
sausage?
then while you wait so long to make this claim, it's 2 years later. What happened in your life in 2 years that now you need to sue me? Because something like this I would have gave it a month and a little skin cream. Once I realized that this isn't going away, I would have got a lawyer. 2 years later, it makes me feel like now you're just, like Big Kenny said, you've talked to somebody and they've pushed you in this direction, maybe to try to get some money from the Cowboys. I do know here in Georgia, as of last week, a lady sued Kroger, and she won like $2.1 million for slipping on some liquid that she claims was from like the refrigeration. You know how the refrigeration sometimes puts water on the ground. She claims that. Now I think she just maybe opened a water bottle, threw a little bit on the ground, and she got over. But she says there was water in Kroger, and she won a settlement of 2.2, anything over $2 million for slipping on the ground.
Unbelievable.
And she claimed the same thing. It was mental anguish. I don't know the mental. I slip all the time. and just get up.
But you've never been in the organic fruit section.
Sure.
When there's a whole different mental
Another
drama that
experience.
comes with being around organic fruit and
Sure.
falling on the ground.
Right. So
I'm embarrassed personally by falling in front of fruit.
So
Actually,
let's see. It's three of us. Let's see. We're on the jury. We'll start with you, Big Kenny. Does Miss Carrillo win this case?
No. Miss Carrillo, stop being stupid and stay inside in the summer.
Lady T?
absolutely not. I would have said hell no, but then I said, why start cussing so early? I'm going to wait till later.
Okay. Well, maybe a better
No.
question is, real quickly, will Jerry Jones just give her some money and have her go away?
Absolutely. I think he will because she said she was still a Cowboys fan. That's what she's trying to do.
Hey, Jerry Jones is a gunslinger. He gonna go down shooting. He don't care. He got the money to wait it out in court. You know what I'm saying?
He's the kind of guy that would win the case and then still send her some season tickets. Like, hey, we don't want to lose your business.
And then brand her with a Cowboy star. You know what I'm saying?
It was a nice bench, too.
I'm quite sure we'll hear more about this case. We go to break. We come back, talk about 300 pounds.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Oh! You are round MVP.
Yeah, man. Yo, Drew, I finally got round MVP. Round MVP.
No way. That was some ownage. It's a good thing you got me as your wingman.
Right. You mean when you threw that flash grenade at me?
Whatever, man. Huge round. Seriously, great stuff.
Finally earning round MVP takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes.
All right, class. I'm going to pass back your tests. And a high score goes to Brian.
Oh, yeah. High score, baby.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you have the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help you get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy, Lady T, Big Kenny.
Y'all jam. Like, this is a jam from back in the day.
Disco.
What are y'all doing? The Chicago Skate World dance? Is that what y'all
You know
do?
it. You saw it. You know what it is. Chicago Skate World. We at the loop. We at the loop. Yeah.
What are you saying?
We used to rob all them people coming. I shouldn't bring
That's
that
not
up.
gangbanger talk. That was the name of the skate rink. Don't be alarmed.
Just don't throw up no signs over there. As long as y'all don't do that, we good.
Hey,
over there.
no.
Oh,
Them Chicago gangs run deep in Georgia, too.
Yeah, I was about to say they
We
be
not
pulling
gonna
up
go
in the
there.
parking lot.
Studies show, published by Public Library of Science, that stressed men like plump women.
Wait. Stressed men. So dudes that are real anxious, like plump women.
I'm not making.
How do you do this research? You go around looking for a bunch of dudes smoking cigarettes in the chain and drinking coffee.
This is published by the Public Library of Science. They published an article and said that stressed men like plump women, compared with men with a care in the world, without a care. Men without a care.
Is that what's causing obesity right now? Is that what it is?
Man, I can't take this no more. Hey, big girl, you want to go get something to eat?
Right. And so they just figured, let's just be fat, because I'm telling you, that makes no sense, Wayne.
Men who are stressed out are more likely to find a plumper woman more attractive.
Are you stressed out, Wayne?
They found women appealing across a wider size spectrum than did men who were not stressed.
Are you stressed out, Kenny?
I stay stressed out, but I've always liked women that like me. You know what I'm saying?
My husband is stressed
she
out
like
to
me,
the max.
I like you.
And
you ain't got to be.
I'm not plump, and he'll be on me in 30 seconds if I look like I was getting ready to get plump. Like, for real. I just can't believe that. I just think that's an absolute ridiculous.
I think the study is breaking down that if you're stressed, you're probably more open to how the woman conversates or treats you, because that's your that's what you're attracted to.
So nice girls are usually big. Is that it?
Wayne, help me out. I'm struggling.
I'm saying, because now I keep thinking, like, maybe, some people eat when they get stressed, and maybe the dude wants to eat, and then a big girl gonna cook. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they would assume that just because you stress, you're gonna automatically go find an overweight woman.
Well, I think Kenny, maybe you can contest to this. When you're stressed, when a man is stressed, that means he has his own issues.
Right.
Attractive women, and in this country, we deem attractive based on not just your facial look, but the body size.
Right.
Can we say that?
Sure, absolutely.
Attractive women are more about themselves.
Right.
So they're looking for someone they can talk their problems more to. They're not more of trying to take on. So when you're stressed, you're not looking for someone who wants to put their issues on you. You're looking for someone who's in that kind of nurturing.
Saying fat chicks got low self-esteem.
Hold on. Y'all keep saying, you and Kenny keep saying,
no.
Am I saying? I told you the study by the Public Library of Science 1.
I'm sorry, you're right. I am so shooting a message.
The sports jock doesn't like fat women. I think what it is stressed guys, when they meet beautiful women, should just immediately crush their hopes and dreams so that they can even out the playing field. You know what I'm saying? Make it about you from the very beginning. No matter how good she looks, it doesn't matter. It's all about me.
I just can't agree with the study, because I think that stressed guys tend to be fraudulent. They're just fake and act like they're not stressed and act like they're not broke, and they go to the club anyway, fronting and faking, and they trying to hit up on anybody. I think the truth of the matter is that we really have a huge obesity problem in the United States of America, and there's just not that many skinny chicks versus fat chicks, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know where they're getting it.
But have you ever noticed, like, when you see men of power or men of wealth, their wives don't usually look like what we say is beauty. They don't look like the Halle Berrys or the Angelina Jolies or the Cindy Crawfords. They usually look more to the regular. They don't necessarily are unattractive women,
but
they're not
woman.
They're not
the street woman look totally
here we go with you
different.
Listen, so
is
it that stressed guys seek overweight women, or is it being with an overweight woman stresses a guy out? I mean, how do they find which came first, the chicken or the egg? You know what I mean? Which one was first?
Point, Kenny.
Which one was first? I mean, was he with the girl before he was stressed?
He might be stressed out, man. I can't show up and they see me with this fat chick again.
Here we go again.
Well, you also have to probably add in that everybody's plumpness is relative. Because
I like a little meat on a bone.
Right. So some men, they really like the 5'10", 120. So to plump to them would be if she was 5'10", 150.
Wait a minute.
But to another man,
150.
To another man, that's what I'm trying to say. Another man, 5'10", 150, that's not plump to him.
Right.
You know, so that is kind of relative, but I think it probably has something to do with if I'm already stressed. I'm not trying to find a woman that is high maintenance. And usually the better looking you are, the more high maintenance you are. Can I at least get a contestant?
I can agree with that.
Oh, Big Kenny?
Oh, yeah.
I can agree with that.
Right, because, Holly Berry is more likely to come in with a list of demands of what she needs from you tonight than Roseanne Barr.
Sure.
She usually is more like,
off her rocker too,
you say, let's go to the movies, and Roseanne like, hey, let's get a large popcorn.
Fat girl just happy you home. She don't want to. I'm glad you back. You can bring your girlfriend too.
Well, Harley, you gotta rent the whole theater. You gotta have a chef cooking in front of the screen. You gotta.
And she only likes bechamel sauce with French cream and not regular domestic cream.
I can totally agree with everything we're saying. I just think that it's impossible for them to really make a statement like that. I don't care how they tried.
Well, I'm just glad you're saying them because and not me,
not the sports jock.
Yeah, that is the library.
Because you've been stressed before, Wayne.
The public library. Yeah, when I played ball,
you were stressed.
I was stressed out.
Okay, what'd you do? Did you search for fat chicks, or were you just like, let me figure out something? I mean,
I went to the movies a lot. That's how I got into movies.
See, you know what I'm saying?
Now every woman wants to look at a man and see if he's stressed and compare it to her weight.
We'll be back after this with more of the Sports Shock Show.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Psst. Hey, over here.
What?
Right here, on the side of the house.
Who said that?
Look down. I'm right at your feet.
Wait, the basketball?
Yes, the basketball. Right down here, where the kids left me a long time ago. Man, you know how lonely it is being a ball and not being able to bounce or roll?
Excuse me?
Remember when you got me for the kids? You said, now kids, you have no excuse not to go outside and play.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I'll miss flying through the air and hearing the shouts of joy when I swish through the basket. What do you say? Could you give me a little air and remind the kids of how fun I still am?
Okay. Oh, wow. You are flat.
Easy, I'm ticklish. Let's get bouncing.
As Native American parents and caregivers, our encouragement to healthy lifestyles for our kids is helping them get outside and play. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov/Indian Country. Brought to you by USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
My name is Terry, and I'm in tune with the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy. War Eagle!
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. The New York Giants and the New York Jets played a preseason game the other night in which the Giants sacked Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez 3 times and Jets quarterback Tim Tebow 4 times in a preseason game. That is 7 sacks in 3 quarters. I'm talking about this Lady T and Big Kenny, not just because Big Kenny likes the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
And I always like to rub in when
when they get smoked out.
Mainly because last week we did the segment about Lolo Jones and the other women in the track and field arena that don't get their due.
Mm-hmm.
As many of you know, and most of you probably know, the Giants won the Super Bowl earlier this year. And all you've heard about the last 2-3 weeks on NFL reports is the Jets. I don't know.
Jets, Jets.
I don't know if we go.
I'm gonna smack you.
I don't know if we go a day on some of the sports outlets that they don't give you some kind of Jets report.
Jets.
That's better, at least. Is that because of this magazine?
Oh, you got, who is that?
Tebow.
Oh. That looks like a depiction of Jesus Christ in some of the movies.
And he thinks he is, I believe, except Jesus came back playing
And you can
football.
imagine that is I can imagine the dudes in New York are resentful of the fact that this is New York. We are the Super Bowl champions, and nobody seems to care about us. Tim Tebow isn't even a starting quarterback, and he overshadows our entire squad. That is.
I was going to say that because I was like, now I thought Tim Tebow played for the Jets, and then Wayne was calling out some other quarterback. I was like, what happened to? Am I getting my names mixed up? Because I
Eli
get
Manning
mixed up.
is the he has the Manning name. He was the first pick in the draft. The thing that, just like alluding to what Kenny said, not only did they win the 2012 Super Bowl, they won a Super Bowl like 2008 or something. They've won 2 Super Bowls in like the last 5 years.
So what's the problem?
We still got the trophy, dude. We still, the trophy's in the bus right now.
In 5 years, and that's in football. That's real.
That's a lot.
That's a real franchise. When you can take 2 Super Bowls back to back is great, but when you can win one every 5 years, you are the deal in town, especially in a town like New York, who they measure everything by championships. If you're a New York team, just getting to the playoffs, having a star player doesn't work for them
at all.
Because you would swear the Mets had never won a game. The Mets win, they just don't win the World Series. So the Yankees are measured by championship. If they don't, it's a bad year. George Steinbrenner, rest his soul, and his sons. If we don't win the championship, about 8 people got to go. Every year, it's like, we didn't win. All y'all got to go.
And we get to Game 7 of the World Series now. We can take it to Game 7, but if we don't win, the Yankees are slicing.
So why is everyone talking about the Jets then?
Tebow. And this dude got traded. It's not even like he's the dude that everybody's been pinning their hopes on. He got traded from a team to be a backup quarterback, and he still outshines everybody else in the city of New York. And now New York is known for amazing things happening. You know what I'm saying? Big buildings get crushed, folks running down the street with their head on fire, all kind of things happen in New York, and all they care about is Tebow. Why is that, Sports Jock?
I think that everybody just was enamored with his whole Jesus his religion
his
first
persona.
It seems
Jesus
like
wouldn't be a backup. I'm just saying.
No, he probably would be playing all 22 positions.
Jesus
now, what
would be
Jesus y'all talking about?
awesome.
Baby Jesus, sweet baby Jesus?
Lord.
Or we talking about?
Okay, Ricky Bobby.
I ain't but one Jesus.
But last year, Mark Sanchez was on the cover of GQ, which is the starting quarterback for the Jets, who I think he's very average as a quarterback. He's not like terrible. He does enough to put them in position. But when you're really always known for the comeback, that doesn't say a lot about your team. When it's always
you got to come back from everything,
right? And in 2 preseason games already, the Jets haven't scored 1 offensive touchdown.
I was going to say, can we talk about that offensive line? Because 7 sacks, who did they need to trade or not trade?
Somebody not.
Yeah, somebody's
That's what I'm like.
I don't think it was the offensive line as much as it was the motivation. See, in preseason games, that's why I don't watch a lot of it. You're mentally especially if you're a starter, you're probably about 80%. You want to execute and do well, and you don't want to get yelled at, but you're not at that full throttle thing. But the Giants' D-line probably took exception to, we don't get any coverage. We got the rings.
They saw
exactly.
This. They saw this.
So it seemed like they were out there
let's go smoke them.
Playoff mode.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was like – because remember, Sanchez only played like a quarter and a half, so they must have really been getting after him.
They said, dang, they tear his knees up. Put that other dude in here. The Jesus dude. Put him in there to play.
And if that looks like Jesus is really hot. You know what I'm saying? Look at that dude on the corner cover of that magazine. I mean, he's definitely a magazine face.
Yeah, he got a little twinkle in his eye, too, though.
That might be a salt shoe twinkle.
It says, brothers, have you accepted Tim Tebow as your Sunday Savior? Killing me.
We'll be back with the Sports Talk Show after this break.
More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Honey, I'm home. I've got a surprise for you.
Get that filthy, disgusting tire out of my living room. You're on my favorite rug.
Calm down. You're gonna love this.
What?
Whoa.
The goldfish bowl.
I won't run over them. Relax.
You roll that tire right back out of here.
Relax. It's all part of my master plan to save us money.
This is not going to be our coffee table. Don't even think about putting a piece of glass on top.
No, honey. This is a reminder to keep our tires properly inflated so we can save money on gas.
Can't we just tie a string around our fingers?
Sweetie, properly inflated tires could save us more money at the pump than a week's worth of gas.
You're getting tire tracks on my love seat.
Exactly. To remind us that we love saving gas with properly inflated tires.
What's wrong with the sticky note on the dashboard?
Discover smarter ways to save hundreds of dollars on gas and help the environment, too, at the Alliance to Save Energy's website, drivesmarterchallenge.org.
Hey, let's put the sticky note on the tire.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Smart, father of a child who was abducted.
I'm John Walsh. Like Ed, I also know the terror of having a child who was kidnapped. But now we have wonderful technology to aid in this battle.
It's called the Amber Alert. It's an early notification system to the public when every second counts.
Amber Alert is a partnership. We want to thank you, the public, broadcasters, transportation, and law enforcement. Amber Alert really works.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Gandy. Football this Friday for high schools are kicking off their seasons, and we wanted to get into the Georgia football groove. As you know, Georgia is a hotbed of football talent. They get rated a lot too, because my college loves to come down here and take all their running backs come from Georgia. So Auburn, we like to get them out. Ronnie Brown, Cadillac Williams, all of them. We steal all the players from Georgia. Yeah,
okay.
we're Georgia Hogs.
Y'all didn't know I knew that information.
It's not that far.
It was in that same magazine with Tebow.
It's just like having a next door neighbor with a plum tree. You're going to go get some of them plums.
That's right.
So we wanted to talk a little Georgia football, and we reached out to AJC contributor, Georgia football, high school football editor, Todd Holcomb. Todd, are you there?
I'm here. Glad to be here.
Good morning. Welcome to the Sports Jock Show. We're going to jump in it real. Thanks for that delayed clap for Todd. We appreciate it. I'm quite sure he appreciated it too. Todd, I know here in Georgia we had some new rules in high school football implemented for the safety of the kids. Can you elaborate on how you felt that helped or hurt the kids getting ready for the season?
Well, I think that I think that a lot of the research that's been done has indicated that there are just too many tragic incidences taking place, and more and more of that, to where the responsible thing for the Georgia High School Association is to have statewide guidelines. They've really not had a lot of that in the past. They've kind of left it up for the schools to kind of deal with. Two kids last year in Georgia who died, and it's believed played a factor in those. But as far as some of the things that have done, one of the main things is you have to have, I think, a week-long acclimation period where they have to work out with in the heat, but not in pads. You don't go straight, into blocking and tackling in full pads and that kind of stuff. And the other thing, they've outlawed 3-a-day practices. A lot of people who don't follow football probably never heard of that or never would have realized that some teams actually would practice 3 times a day. Maybe before school starts, you're off at a camp or somewhere, and you get up, you practice at 8 o'clock, and then noon, and then you come back in the afternoon, and so you can't do that anymore, and you can't have 2-a-days on back-to-back days. And the other thing is that you have to have what's called a wet bulb thermometer at every practice, and there are guidelines there. If it reaches a certain temperature, you can't practice in pads, or if it's even higher, you can't practice at all outdoors. So things like that. And it's kind of a nationwide thing. A lot of states are doing this, but I think Georgia's and another handful of states are kind of in the lead toward this.
All right. Well, Todd, I work out at Walton High School maybe twice a week up there with some of the NFL guys. We meet the trainer up there, and I've been around that program for about 2 or 3 years. I see that you have 2 of their players in your 11.
Yeah, that's unusual. The Super 11, for people who don't know, that's a preseason team that has been named by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution each year since 1985. It's not necessarily the most recruited 11, but if you're on this list, you typically are going to be heavily recruited. But it's really the best high school players, meaning we don't just want somebody who did a great job in the combines and got a lot of colleges' attention. We want players who've been very productive on the field already to this point. And Aaron Jones is a running back, and Cleveland now is a tackle off that Walton team that made the state final last year. So both of those were on our Super 11. It's happened about 8 or 9 times in history that 2 have been from the same team. And if you're up there near Walton, I guess you're familiar with Lassiter, which is the arch rival, and also in East Cobb, and their quarterback, Eddie Prince, is on there. So 3 from East Cobb. That's the first time you ever had that many from that little area of Metro Atlanta.
And when you go out and you watch these teams, who do you see really being the bright team, the new team, the upcoming team of the 2012 season?
As far as the new and upcoming team, well, gosh, I would have to think a little bit about that. I mean, the team, it's rare that the number 1 team in the highest classification is so obvious, I guess, in preseason. With that being Grayson, I mean, they were 15-0 last year, and they returned 9 out of 11 on their defense. And one of them is a guy named Robert Kimdichie, who's the number 1 recruit in the country. So they're in the top 10 of a lot of national rankings. As far as up and coming, I think the North Fulton area has never had a lot of football. And I know Roswell won a state championship a few years ago, but a couple of teams up and coming up that way is Alpharetta, and is one, and they have a really good quarterback named Joshua Dobbs going to Arizona State, and a wide receiver, Carlos Burris, who's one of the top receivers in the country, threw for over 3,000 yards, and they're kind of a new team on the map and seem to be getting better. They were pretty good last year, but I guess one that comes to mind. I would have to give some thought to some others, Yeah, they're going to be my pick. Now, the other thing is, the classifications have changed this year, which happens every 2 years. And when that goes on, you have some teams moving up, some moving down. So that'll be another thing that'll cause some mystery there. You just don't know how some really good powerhouses that move down, like Center and MLK, will do in the one below. Another one is Lovejoy. They were the state finalists in the second highest classification. They're going to go up. So I think those are teams to watch as well, just to see how they do.
Well, Todd, we have a minute left. Tell us, how good is this Robert Kimdichie? He's been in the press about going to Clemson, taking one of his teammates with him. How good is he real quickly?
He's really a lot of people say this. I wish I could say something that's contrary, but he's as good as I've seen on the defensive side of the ball ever as a high school player. I'm not a recruiting guy, so I'm not really sure how, to say how he rates with those guys of all time. But I mean, if you watch him on a Friday night, we'll be very aware of him on the first snap, because he's just all over the place. There have been coaches to say last year as a junior he was ready for college football, and I can't disagree with that. If you're going to watch a game or watch a team, watch him. This kid is pretty special.
Well, Todd, we appreciate you coming on the Sports Jock Show and helping us out. And we definitely, as the season go on, love to get you back on. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Oh! You are round MVP.
Yeah, man. I finally got round MVP. Round MVP.
No way. That was some ownage. It's a good thing you got me as your wingman.
Right. You mean when you threw that flash grenade at me?
Whatever, man. Huge round. Seriously, great stuff.
Finally earning round MVP takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes.
All right, class. I'm going to pass back your tests. And a high score goes to Brian.
Oh, yeah. High score, baby.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you have the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help you get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
And now back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Enough is enough. I have had it.
Why so serious?
Branson for
Wayne Gandy. Excuse me while I whip this out. Show me.
Broadcasting live from the Armada Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Woo! Woo! 1 and then the 2, 2 and then the 3, 3 and then the 4, then you gotta breathe. Then the 2, 2 and then the 3, 3 and then the 4, then you gotta breathe. Then you gotta.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. We'd like to take this time to thank Todd Holcomb, AJC contributor, Georgia high school football editor. Great information, Todd. We hope to get you on at least once a month and catch up with Georgia football. Georgia football is a hotbed. I'm from the state of Florida, where we do dominate football.
Yeah.
But, after Florida, Texas, California, you definitely can start throwing in Pennsylvanians and the Georgias and Mississippi. They play some high school football in Mississippi now.
Now, Florida, it's one of those states that run a 4-1-4. You can't even play football in Florida.
Yeah, they won't even allow you on the field.
They won't even talk to you. They won't even talk to you. Excuse me, sir, with your 4-3. Could you step to the side, please? Florida is just.
Let me ask you: Do you guys? Is there like
It's illegal, but
I'm quite sure a lot of local. You're people that went to school, just like in any city. If you're really, I just go to the games for the enjoyment, to watch the players and see the
side bets on the.
No, I'm quite sure if I was, from one of these schools, Grayson, I would find me somebody that would bet one of the teams, but because people bet on anything,
sure.
If it ain't but a 6-pack of beer.
Well, I was trying to figure out because I was
going
to hit some numbers because
I saw a story where they documented how some underworld and organized crime type figures go to the games and openly bet on the teams. I mean, and it's not, it's the street dudes, the corner pharmacists, that kind of dude. And they go and they bet thousands of dollars on little league games and high school games right there on the sidelines or in the stands. So it's something that people do, and it's known, but nobody's going to stop it.
Yeah, Todd has his Super 11. As he said, it's not necessarily the most recruited, but people he has deemed is worthy of the top 11 players in the area to be on his list. He has Camden Country, J.J. Green, Cedar Grove, Jonathan Carey, DeMarcus Robinson from Peach County, Tri-Cities, Shamir Devine, Tyrene Jones, as he said, from Walton, Carl Lewis from Milton, Eddie Prince from Lassiter, Martavius Adams from Dooley County, and Von Hill from Richland. And as he gave great props to Robert Kimdiche Grayson, I know he has been in the news over the last couple of months because he's trying to get one of his teammates. He wouldn't commit to Clemson or any school. He's committed to Clemson if they didn't give one of his great best friends on the team a scholarship as well.
I heard that.
That's how much power and he must have.
Listen,
he's 6'5", 275 pounds.
He's going to take his best friend with him.
Well,
which makes him already college size ready as an 18-year-old.
Let me ask you this, sports y'all. We often talk about how some of these allowances that they make for athletes sets up a bad precedent, and they develop the wrong kind of attitude. The Chad Ochocinco's, the TOs. Now, for that man to be able to say to a college, I'm not going to come play for you until you give my friend a scholarship. Obviously, his friend's skills don't warrant a scholarship on his own merit. For him to hold them like that and they give in to him, imagine when this dude's in his third year in college. Imagine when he goes to the NFL. He'll be an Indomitian, kicking people on the field and throwing helmets, and nobody. Then they'll be like, what? And this is what happened. You started making the line fresh out of high school. So his bad attitude is something you rewarded him for.
The thing comes along with that is, in my era, and probably up until maybe about 10 years ago, each coach had more protection. Now you see they're kind of on the same schedule as a pro coach. Win 3 years, or we're gonna, So the days are gone with the Bobby Bowdens and even Joe Paterno's, people that stay at school for 4 years. Now it's either we're gonna be in a major bowl in 3 years, or we're gonna find another coach.
Your family will be house shopping.
Right. So when I went to Auburn, Coach Pat Dye, he knew, man, I'm going to be here, until I mess up violations. I'm going to be the coach here. Now these people have to win. So they're willing to make a deal and get Duce's teammate. And I'm quite sure he has to have a little bit of talent.
Because there's a kid who could have had that scholarship.
Correct.
There's a kid who deserved that scholarship who could have had it, is not going to get it because Kim Duce wanted his partner to go to college.
Well, what do you really think about that, though, Sports Jock, as far as if you were the coach or being a player, listening or looking at a player who wants to have a concession like this made, what do you really feel about it? You feel like, that's great, he's looking after his boy, or that's unfair? What do you really think?
Well, if I'm the coach and I really deem that this guy is that second coming, and from whatever I've read about this dude, and I'm telling you, if you're already 6'5", 275 as a DN, it's like if I was recruiting LeBron, I would have taken his whole high school team if he means. So you mean, yeah, I mean, if LeBron would have went to college,
got you.
Whatever, yeah, bring them 4 guys with you too. Because I figure as long as you're here, we will win. So we'll be back after this break with more of the Sports Jock Show.
888-926-7562.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
You are round MVP.
Yeah, man. Yo,